That's all you need. Mother Earth provides the rest of the flavor. What would you say your favorite season is? I used to wobble between fall and spring, but now I'm unequivocal. My favorite season is definitely fall. Spring is nice, but it's usually a lot more rainy, at least here in the spring. Fall is all about very crisp days, sweater weather, and sunny skies, which I think is the perfect combination for human life. Human life and animal life. All my birds seem happier too, but it's perfect weather for getting things done outside. It's such a pleasure to be out here and get things done. Today I'm going to be doing two things. I've been burning this morning. There's a lot of brush that I'm burning up on. And I'm also going to harvest my sweet potatoes. It's time. It's sweet potato harvest time. I'll talk about that in a minute. But before I do, let's chat about what I'm doing with my burn here. My friend Sang from Growing Little Country Homestead, which by the way, one of my favorite channels, you should go check them out. He knows about my plan to do the Korean natural farming for my future pig pen. We're aiming for this spring. And part of that is getting down a base layer of charcoal. And so one of the tips that Sang had for me was to burn, instead of letting things burn all the way to powder ash, try and keep some chunks in. So as I've been burning this big pile right here, I've been trying to scrape away some of the bigger chunks so they don't continue to burn into powder. My understanding is that the big chunks take a little bit longer to break down. They're more conducive to forming biochar. Those two things are a really good combination when you're doing Korean natural farming style deep litter system for pigs, which I'm doing. So I'll continue to burn. It won't be long before I have enough ash and charcoal for the pen. And then I definitely have enough logs that I'll be using to layer out the bottom. And then once I get all the logs laid down, then it's a layer of mulch. And on top of the layer of mulch, there'll be straw or hay. And it'll be ready for piglets. We'll get there when we get there, but we're on our way. What this cool down means is that soon we'll be getting frost, probably within 10 to 12 days. I'm filming this on October 10th. Usually by October 20th, we will have frost here. Sometimes a few days later, sometimes a few days before. That brings me to the sweet potatoes. Normally I harvest my sweet potatoes in September, but this year I wanted to push it a little bit. I wanted to get as close to the frost date as possible. I have some stuff going on next week, so I may not be able to harvest these sweet potatoes next week. So it's kind of now or never, unless I want to roll the dice and see if the frost comes a little later, and I don't want to roll the dice. So my plan here was to just push these sweet potatoes as far into the season as I could, hopefully to get more sweet potatoes or bigger sweet potatoes. But today is the day I shall harvest them and to see what kind of harvest I get. I've said it before, sweet potatoes are one of my stun plants, my strategic total utter neglect plants. I basically just left these things here. I watered them. I can count on one hand the amount of times that I watered these things. 4 or 5 times I watered them the whole season. They grow so well, they grow like weeds here. So now that these little flowers are starting to bloom and things are starting to turn yellow and the frost is coming, let's get these things pulled up. Let's see how many sweet potatoes I get. Every year I'm surprised by the amount of sweet potatoes I get from this one 8x4 box. We'll see if I can outdo myself. It's time. Let's get these sweets out of the ground. I haven't even done any digging and already some things popped up. Look at this monster. This is like a melon. Isn't that nuts? There's a few more that popped up just without any digging. goodness. That is a monster. Come on. Come on. Whoa, jeez. Oh, man alive. Goodness. What a treasure trove of yummy goodness this turned out to be. Look at that. Wow. I think this has been my best year for sweet potatoes. I'd have to go back and watch previous year's harvests, but I'm pretty sure this is the highest quality harvest I've ever had. And there's a lot of them. I mean, this is months of sweet potatoes that we have here for meals. I mean, this makes me very excited to see this kind of harvest. And what I did differently this year than in previous years is two things. There are two different things that I tried this year. Number one is I waited a few weeks to harvest them versus when I normally harvest them in mid-September. We're getting on mid-October. So I waited almost a month before harvesting them compared to my typical time. I think that made a difference. I think I got quite a bit more spuds and larger spuds. And number two, I barely touched them. I mostly left them alone this year. I watered them, like I said, I only watered them a handful of times at the beginning of the season, but otherwise I just let Mother Nature take care of them. And Mother Nature treated them quite well, because one thing you'll notice as you look through these is that there's so many big, like healthy potatoes, sweet potatoes that we have. In previous years, there was a lot of the really skinny ones. I can't even see any tiny skinny ones here, but okay, here's one. There was a lot of sweet potatoes like this that just almost look like little twigs or cat turds, and there's not much you can do with them. But the bulk of our harvest this year is big, healthy, meaty sweet potatoes that we'll be able to do a lot with and get a lot of meals out of these. I'm gonna clean these up, get the dirt off of them, cure them for a few days, and then store them either in one of our closets or downstairs in the crawl space. I'm very, very happy with this haul. I'm not sure if you guys have been hearing all the crows crowing around me as I've been doing this. But I realized I forgot to give you an update on our crow program, our crowgram from, I don't know, was it 2 months ago? I decided to start attracting crows to the air around our homestead to hopefully cut back on hawk predation that we've been experiencing with our chickens. And I think it's been working. I'll show you the video here of a family of crows. Maybe it's 2 or 3 families of crows that have moved into the trees around our homestead, or definitely around where the bonfire pit is. And they seem to have taken up shelter there. And I am proud to report that since I aired that video about losing chickens, we have not lost 1 chicken. We've lost 0 chickens to predation since I aired that video and started tracking crows. Now, does that mean the crows are responsible for the new success we've had in keeping our chickens alive? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe there's other factors at play. But all I know is that we haven't lost any chickens. And I think the crows are playing a big part in that. We've just continued to give them treats, continue to provide them water, continue to put out crow decoys. Maybe that's worked, and now we have crows that greet us every single day. Some people don't like the way crows sound, but to me it sounds like healthy chickens. So while I wasn't looking, Holly snatched one of the sweet potatoes up from the wheelbarrow.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
She snatched it while I wasn't looking.
She snatched it up. She stole one while I wasn't looking. And she cut it up and put it in the air fryer. So I've never had this fresh of a sweet potato where I literally dug it out of the ground just a few minutes ago.
Before your wife snatched it up.
Before my wife
from
snatched
your
it
hands.
up. And it's incredible. It's really good. The texture of it's really good.
There is a difference.
There is a difference. Yeah, it's really good. So I'm going to sneak a few more of these and try not to burn my hand. Fresh. Delicious. There really is. What did you put on this?
Coconut oil and sea salt. That's all.
That's all you need. Mother Earth provides the rest of the flavor. It's really good. What? How many months of sweet potatoes do you think that will?
Depends on if Henry keeps up his ravenous preference for sweet potatoes.
Henry loves sweet potatoes, and so does his dad. I really like them. So,
at least, I'd say 2 to 4 months, depending on. Definitely more than 2. I'd say 3 to 4 months.
You think it was a pretty good haul?
It was a great haul.
Of sweet potatoes. Probably one of our best.
Our best haul yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you driving the tractor, bud? What are you doing on the tractor?
It's driving it.
You're driving it? Where are you going to go? What are you going to do with the tractor once you drive it?
You can chase it that chicken for zoo.
Chase that chicken over there? Maybe. Okay, so I've got the stall here filled up with the implements for processing some chickens in the next couple of weeks. Once we get consistent freezing temperatures or below freezing temperatures overnight, that's my cue to start processing chickens and turkeys over the next few months. Because the reason I do that is because I don't like to process when it's too warm because we get flies. So when it's cold, it's perfect processing weather. So I got the sink in here, the plucker, the propane stove, the scalding tub that I need to clean off. It's been about a year since I used them last, so I need to clean these off. But in the meantime, I wanted to chat with you guys real quick about something. Somebody recently reached out and congratulated me on celebrating 5 years here at the Yeostead. That's right, 5 years. We moved here in September 2020, so just over 5 years ago. That's crazy, isn't it? And they asked me why I didn't mark the passage of 5 years or celebrate the anniversary. And the honest answer is we just forgot. We've been so busy with working and raising a rambunctious toddler that the moment came and went and we didn't even think about it. And there's actually another reason too. We did a lot of stuff up front in the first 2 years. And my buddy Nate Kramer helped me put together that video where we kind of walked through all the changes we made on the homestead in the first 2 years or so that we were on the homestead. You know, we put the garden up, we got a lot of the infrastructure together for our chickens and our turkeys and our pigs. So there was a lot that happened in the first 2 years. But in the subsequent 3 years, it was a lot of maintenance and or home projects. So we did the drain field on a septic tank. We replaced our HVAC. We did the attic stuff. A lot of stuff that didn't lend itself to filming. So the honest answer is like, yeah, five 5 years happened, but the reason we didn't put out some sort of recap is just because we're mostly in maintenance mode, just keeping things running. And I'm okay with that. I'm not, it's not like I regret it or anything. It's like, we're here for the long haul. We're not going anywhere. This land will be our legacy to Henry. Hopefully he'll want to steward this land as well. So, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, we're here for the long haul to steward this land. Unless something wildly crazy happens, it's hit by an asteroid or something. We're here to take care of it. So 2 reasons. I forgot about it. That's why I didn't set any sort of 5-year recap. And number 2, nothing major happened since our 2-year update. Now, a lot of that has to do with the two poles of having a homestead that I talk about a lot. You need money and or time. If you have a lot of money, you're probably working a full-time job and you don't have tons of time to work on the homestead and do projects. If you have a lot of time, that might mean that you're not working, at least off the homestead, so you don't have as much money to do projects. So you're kind of in a pickle. The rare exception, is people that work on their homesteads, that have a homestead business, or they're like YouTube or Instagram influencers and they do this full time. That's not us. We're either working part-time or full-time. I've been in both positions, or I've got a little bit of time off and I can spend some time working on the homestead. But when I'm in that mode, I'm looking for employment to feed my family and provide for my family. So you have to thread the needle when you're doing this lifestyle. And I think you watch a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of people get the impression that you can just do this full time. You can just work on animals 7 days a week, or which you need to do animal chores every day, but you can just do crazy homestead projects every day of the week. And unless you're in a very rare position where you're an influencer, a highly paid influencer, or you have like a profitable homestead business, you've got to manage your time. So that actually is an interesting segue, because the current contract that I'm in ends in, I work part-time at a work-from-home desk job, which is great because part-time I can spend some time working on projects but still make money and pay the bills. That job is ending in January, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do next. Do I go back into full-time employment? Do I start some sort of homestead-based service business? Or do I keep kind of doing what I'm doing part-time? I've yet to make that decision. It's a lot to think about. I'll keep you guys updated. Anyways, that's the long-winded answer to that question. Why didn't you celebrate 5 years? That's why. And we're totally cool with it. Maybe once we get to 10 years, we'll have done more cool stuff to do a recap video on. As soon as I start talking, these roosters, we have like 20 roosters now. They all go off at once. But anyways, just wanted to give you guys an update. We've got a bunch of people coming out for like a little mini event that Holly's putting on. So I've got to gear things up and set up an outdoor little tent. I'm going to get to that. But until we see you again next time, thanks for watching. And please remember, as always, slowly, slowly.